Oh, that ain't it. Kimberly. That's an old one. Where is it? Let's see. Oopsie. Okay. Hello, hello. There we go. How is everyone? My boyfriend's working on his motorcycle, and he just had to run to the store to, I don't know, buy a part of some kind or buy a tool of some kind. And he took poop with him. So I'm like, why don't I go live? You know what I'm saying? Why don't I go live? So, hi. Happy Sunday. Oh, Ms. Aisa, bless you for saying it because you are reflecting me, okay? I feel for you. I do, because I'm feeling the same as you. But I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to play it off like I'm filled with energy. And you want to know what is? I had no intention of doing any of it. I had no intention. I was planning on not doing anything but water or Pepsi or Mountain Dew. Nope. Totally gave into it. Oh, God, that's so awesome. I'm so glad. It's so funny because right before I press live, I'm like, oh, I wonder, should I tell them how hungover I am today? Or should I keep that to myself? I'm like, yeah, I'll keep it to myself. I'll keep it to myself. And then boom, there's you making that comment. I love it. I've been drinking all the Gatorade, trying to replenish. And mixed with sun, because we were out in the sun yesterday. Oh, we went to the K-Rockathon up at the New York State Fairgrounds. They called it something else though, like the K-Rockathon reboot or something like that. And yeah, there was people walking around asking, what is this? Is this your first K-Rockathon? Blah blah blah. And there was only a very small amount of people that were, original K-Rockathoners. I'm original. Yeah, I was at the first. Okay, that was my day and age. Just saying. But there was only a small hand of people there that, came from the original one. And the original, I mean, is in the 90s, not the 2000s. I know. What the fuck am I talking about this for? I don't know. Well, thank you so much, Andrea Kershaw. Thank you. That was very nice. Okay, let me... Oh, dear. I'm getting behind here. All right, hold on. Master Moneyfester, thank you very much. How can I manifest a person not going to a certain event? Just deciding hasn't worked so far, neither affirming that they don't go. All right, Master Moneyfester, what is the inherent fear or feeling you're having about this person going to the event? What is the fear? Let's identify that first. Okay, let's identify that first, because that could also be why it just hasn't worked for you yet. It's like, what do we call it? Vadim Zeland. talking about excess potential. And, excess potential can be applied or compared to when we feel desperate or needy for something. Now, I'm not talking about, having desires to manifest something. I'm like, duh, we can all do that, right? We can manifest our desires. But when we have a fear around something, the way to conquer it and in a sense be like Teflon strong to your 3D is identifying the fear. And when we have a fear surrounding an event, so like just like you're asking me, having someone not go to an event, it's not that can't be manifested, but what awareness where is your awareness? The fear of that person going to the event? What's grabbing more of your attention, and what power are you giving it? See what I'm saying? My fear is getting cheated on because it's a party with models. Okay, so that not good enough, not chosen, not a priority little house of beliefs is the belief that's making that fear seem or ring true for you. So outside of the fact that you can bring your awareness to the person not going, I would do it in like past tense thinking, right? As if in the 3D physical it already happened. So I would go to the opposite. Like, I'm so glad I got what I wanted. He or she didn't go to the event, blah, blah, blah. But I would be going hardcore on the not good enough belief, knowing that you're more than enough, because that's the whole purpose of that fear. Because if you felt more than enough, this fear wouldn't be a thing. You wouldn't even give a shit about that event. It wouldn't even be a question. See what I mean? So again, this isn't me saying you can't manifest the person not going. Of course you can. But you always want to get to the heart of why we're afraid of an event, so that we can remove the power, remove the excess potential. See what I mean? Let's see. Momo, thank you very much. I feel like giving up on Muli manifestation. Muli or money? Was that meant to be money? Or does Muli mean something that I'm not aware of? Because you have to spell things out to me, man. You can't hyphenate words and expect me to figure them out, because I am terrible at it, all right? Like, I got back-to-back positive and negative dream of it. I'm so tired. Help me, please. You got back-to-back dreams. One was a positive, one was a negative. What the fuck does that matter, honey? Momo, why does that matter? Who gives a rat's ass what your dream was? Why are you giving that dream power? Why are you deciding that a negative dream, a positive dream? Oh my God, the world, I quit. I had bad dreams. So fucking what? Why are you giving something like that power over you? Why? You don't have to be afraid of your dreams. They don't automatically manifest. You're letting it bother you, but you're probably letting it bother you because you're not identifying a belief. That's all. So why would we give up? I don't give up. You're having a bad day. It's what you're having. You're having a mood. There is no reason to give up. Either that or you need to provide me some more details on what you're asking me specifically. It meant my what? It meant my... Oh, it meant my manifestation. All right, so what is your manifestation, Momo? Give me some deets. Is it an SP? That's usually the ones people get the most frustrated over. Even though money manifestations can be frustrating, for sure. Your dream uni. Okay. And SP. All right. So I cannot stress this enough. You are giving way too much power to dreams. You could be on top of your manifestation game all day long and still have the potential of maybe getting a shitty dream. That has no bearing on your manifestation unless you decide it does. Remember, this is what you believe to be true kind of world, right? What you believe to be true will be true. So your dream doesn't have to mean shit if you don't want it to. Okay? That's the number one thing you need to walk away with, is that. And number two, because you didn't give me any other details, outside of where you're placing your awareness during your day, it should be on you being in your dream uni. And if you're manifesting an SP2, okay, well then bringing your awareness over to being in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with that person, also, meaning like new self is also the self that's happily in the university she wants to be in or he wants to be in. Bring your awareness back there. Stop stressing out over negative thoughts. I have a feeling you're doing that. Okay, that's why I said that. I think a lot of people do. We stress out over our negative thoughts because this friggin' manifestation community has us all afraid that if we have too many, it's going to ruin a manifestation or it's going to stop it from happening. And then we compile that with the fear already of it not happening. So we're totally working against ourselves. It's a misunderstood. It's a misconception in this damn community. And it goes to law of assumption and law of attraction. Both communities, because we've got the spillover, endlessly bitch and harp and scare and fearmonger about thoughts. Thoughts are just thoughts. Their potential is completely with your conscious decision. Period. Now, if you consciously choose a thought and you choose it repetitively, well, yes, you're choosing a version of yourself. You're saying yes to that reality. But the thought just popping in your mind, that really doesn't mean dick. It doesn't. So don't give your power away to thoughts. I know certain thoughts don't feel good. And they don't feel good because they don't line up with what you're manifesting. So your body's already giving you the heads up of, hey, you're listening to a stupid thought. It doesn't line up with the reality you're choosing or the version of self you're choosing. It doesn't line up with that. That's why your body's rejecting, giving you stress feelings like, yo, red alert, stop, hyper fixating on that shitty thought. You're giving all your power away. You have been given the free will direct from source, God, universe, whatever you believe in. You've been given that. You, the individual, you've been given that absolute power to decide with your conscious thought that you can decide whatever reality you want to be in. Because the reality you've been in is not the one and only reality. And if that is like too stressful to think of it from that perspective, okay. Every single answer to every single question, every possible outcome to everything exists in alternative space. It exists. So in your reality, you want it to bend and morph to bring you your manifestation, then you start identifying as that self, as being in that reality. And don't stress over the thoughts that come into your mind. Your only job in the manifestation world is to put your awareness on being the you that has it, or at minimum, will have it. Period. That's it. Okay? Nowhere in the history, in the centuries of this topic being talked about, unless it's someone fear-mongering, does it ever imply if we have a shitty dream, we need to be concerned? No one talks about your dreams are a problem. You had a scary dream? Okay, you're fucked. You're not going to get your manifestation now. Nowhere. So we don't have to be afraid of dreams. I cannot stress that. nor do we have to be afraid of thoughts. We don't. Okay? So, Momo, you really don't have anything to worry about. You need to just return to your decision. Hi, Poop's back. You need to return to your decision to be new self. Everything's going to be okay. Okay? Jamila, German chocolate. Thank you very much. Hello, Kim. Today is my last day for my house for foreclosure. Do you have suggestions on how to revise this? I feel so anxious. Okay. Now, I get it. I'm assuming your manifestation is for your house, to keep your house, right? And you're having a very unfavorable 3D in front of you. I get it. And I understand why you're anxious. So I think what would behoove you is to get out of your logical thinking, which I know when you're already stressed, that can feel difficult. Give me 1 second, please, and I will come back and answer your question. All right. What are you doing?
I was going to give her this piece of meat.
Yeah, can we not do that right now? Only because of the noise. Well, I'm live, that's all. Okay. All right, so Jamila. See, your logical mind is probably poop. Oh dear. Hold on. Are you kidding me, poop? You stay right there with that then. That's not getting dragged through the house. Oh my God. Poop, you need to chew it. You need to chew that before I take it away. Good girl, good girl. Good girl, good girl, good girl. Okay, sorry. He gave her a large piece of meat and she wanted just to engulf it in one shot instead of chew it. Anyway, so how events unfold in reality, we don't necessarily control. So from a logical, literal perspective, I can totally understand where we would look at foreclosure as, well, that's it. If this goes through, I can never have this house. Then I don't get my manifestation. No, that's our logical mind trying to come up with its own set of reasonable events to have our manifestation, right? So you keeping the house is your manifestation, I'm assuming. So try to remove your awareness on all the things that are happening in reality. Again, this isn't about you being perfect at it. It's about remembering that we don't control how things unfold. We don't know what the unfolding will look like. So even in a anxiety-filled scenario like this doesn't have to mean you're not going to end up with the house. And I know that sounds crazy, but just like I was saying in the previous question, in invariant space, or we can look at it as in potential or in the universe, every possible outcome to every possible question, scenario, circumstance exists. Just because you can't look at reality and see a logical way of how that would happen without this thing, being prevented, that doesn't mean it can't unfold, and it doesn't mean it can't change, and it certainly never means you can't get your outcome. This is why all we have to do is keep our awareness on what we want, on who we want to be, not on the things we're afraid of. But so, logically and literally, I totally understand why that can be very hard to accept when you're living a scenario in your 3D or circumstance in your 3D. I get it. But right now, you're probably seeing it through a very limited view, right? You're seeing it through a logical, limited view, which most people would. So that's no judgment on you. I'm just saying. You have no idea what could unfold and change in 3D reality to completely your benefit, to you getting what you want in the end. So don't assume that because, the time is near, that it's done, it's over, your manifestation failed. Don't assume that. We don't know the unfolding. This could be a whole lot of nothing and you totally end up with the house still. So put the focus back there. That's what I would do if I was in your situation. Okay? I know it can be very difficult to bring your awareness to what you want when you are getting beaten down in reality and you're already feeling anxiety. I know that. I know it. I've lived it. But you can bring your awareness back. When you're noticing that you're getting that, the anxiety and you're focusing on circumstances, that's your reminder, a gentle reminder. Bring it back to where you want to be. We don't have to understand the 3D. And that's just another way of saying we don't know what it's supposed to look like. Our only job is to put our awareness on the who we want to be or what reality we want to be in. Bring it back. Okay? ECC5, thank you very much. I have written out my dream marriage life with my SP. My plan is to repeatedly read this to myself and imagine every single day, literally, until it plays out like I know it has to. Sound good? I think that sounds great. Does that feel good to do that? Or does that feel like work to you? I'm assuming it's going to feel good. It sounds like you're looking forward to this. But if that starts to make you feel stressed out or overwhelmed or like this is another part-time job we're working, then we might want to lighten the load. And all I mean by that is, techniques, their intention is to get you into imagination, into the self that has the desire. And however that is, meaning what technique you personally love and, versus what the next person loves. Whatever feels good is the technique we should always go for because then it won't feel like work. See what I mean? So outside of this, I'm going to call this like a structured plan. Outside of that, when you're not reading that, who are you the rest of the day? That's what's important, right? Meaning we're not only manifesting just when we're doing our techniques. We're still manifesting all the rest of the day. So again, what really matters is that your awareness is on, at minimum, knowing you will have what you want, or as literally being the self that has it, at minimum, will become, or becoming. So that's what really matters. But yeah, what your personal technique is, I think that's great. What are you barking at? Huh? What are you barking at? Nothing. Apsara, thank you very much. I want to get married, but don't have an SP. How do I manifest a brand new SP that's exactly my type and marriage to him? Well, what I did, because remember, my SP was a total stranger to me too. I did not know him. He originated from manifesting a new love. Just saying. So I made a list. I made a list of all the qualities and parts of his appearance that I wanted him to have, as well as certain aspects of his life that I wanted him to have. And I only wrote the list once. And from there, because back then I would have been scripting, I scripted from, the past tense, as if I already had it, as if he was already here. And what I would do different today, I'd still make that list, but I would I would have put a lot more focus on me and who I am versus the relationship. So again, I still would write that list, meaning exactly what I want SP to show up with. But then my awareness would be on me and who I am, meaning the version of me that feels more than enough to have exactly what she wants, the version of me that feels chosen. See, I didn't feel chosen when I was choosing to be a version of myself. So my logical or rational way of thinking about that was, all right, well, I'm just going to tell myself I finally understand what it feels like now to be chosen. I finally understand it. I'm finally the me that understands what it feels like to be chosen. I understand that this is my normal, blah, blah, blah. And that's exactly what happened. That's what I manifested. So when people ask me questions like, I don't know what it feels like, or I don't know this because I've never had it yet. Well, neither did I. You don't have to have prior experience in order to manifest something. You're deciding for yourself how things are going to feel, right? Every single person on this planet is already perfectly equipped to manifest. There's nothing extra we need to qualify to be a master manifester. We already are it. We've been manifesting our realities from day one. So, in other words, when people fear that, I don't know what this feeling is, or I don't know, should I be more focused on this or on that? No, you're already perfectly equipped. Right now you're operating from fear because you're trying to be perfect. You don't have to be. Your imagination, your attention should be, to consciously manifest specifically, should be on being the self that has what you want. And your reality will work itself out to bring that to you. See what I mean? But see, that's the fun part of this is when we think about, it's your reality, bringing it to you. Your literally reality. You are. So everything really is working with you completely because you're not separate from anything. So make the list. Make the list of what you want. And then start identifying as being the self that has it. You want to be a married woman to the love of your life that you haven't met yet? You start telling yourself that's who you are now. See what I mean? Thank you, Mary J. Thumbs up for the live. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to do my best. Lased. I cannot say your last name. Verdadera. But I'm sure there's a better way of saying that. Thank you very much. Hi, Kim. I've been manifesting my SP since 3 years ago. He returned to me a few days ago. We were together on Sunday. I want it all. Well, look at you showing up, proving to people that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much time has gone by. You still can get what you want. Look at you. So I'm glad you're in that headspace of I want it all. You can have it all. You deserve it all. So bring your awareness on that all the things that you want. Bring your awareness to having it. Well done and congratulations on the SP coming in. Well done. Congratulations. Plus that's BBLs for anybody else manifesting an SP. Just saying. Panther Girl, member for 16 months. Thank you very much. Hi, Kim. Finally got to the point where I just decide that my life is perfect and it's perfectly unfolding. Been feeling at peace no matter what. It's really just about making a decision and standing in conviction. Thank you for all that you... Thank you so much. Thank you, Panther Girl, and that makes me very happy for you. And I am very happy to hear that you finally get it. It really is just a conscious decision. and your refusal to accept anything less. That's standing in conviction. To anyone not in that state yet, that feels, if not too good to be true, that fear of there's got to be more. There's got to be more. It can't just be that. Yes, it can. And yes, it is just that. Conviction is key. It really is. I want whatever it is you're manifesting. I want that. I'm going to have that. And I don't care what it takes to get that. I'm not going to stress out over the 3D. I'm not going to attach myself trying to stop everything from happening. I'm going to let it unfold naturally. I'm just going to keep telling myself I am the self that has whatever the desire is. And you bet your ass you'll end up with it. You will. More and more people are waking up to this. You see, I'm not bullshitting you. It really is just a decision. Summer, still getting good SP movement. Love you. Oh, girl, I love you too. Of course you are. Of course you are, Summer. I am very happy and proud of you. Master Moneyfester, I'm afraid of getting cheated on because I can't believe that attractive men won't cheat if they gave the opportunity. I think you meant if they were given the opportunity. I just can't, but I want to believe. Yes, you can believe it. Yes, you can. Here's the difference. Your conviction is in your fear instead of who you want to be or who you're choosing to be aware of. Your conviction is in the fear. We all have the ability to be convicted with something. We are born with this conviction, this knowing. Most people have their conviction in fear. So your conviction is there. And yes, you can have it. And yes, there are handsome men out there who don't fucking cheat. Yes, they exist. Now, your life experience up to when you decided to manifest this person might have shown you differently. And now you know why it showed you differently. Right? That not good enough belief can can manifest shitty things, which then can spawn off other shitty beliefs. This is why I say that when you're manifesting a specific person or even new love, that remember, it's a mixing pot. Your beliefs are all thrown in the mixing pot. So if you're into men, then your generalized belief about men are in that mixing pot. So if you have that generalized belief that, good-looking men, they'll still cheat if a beautiful woman or a sexy man is thrown in the pot for them to choose from, that they'll choose it. That's there. Yeah, of course, there's potential. So your conviction needs to go to the place of you don't have that fear anymore. That's not who you are. You might not believe that, but with the repetition, your belief will change. Your version of self will change. The version of you who doesn't have that belief exists. You just got to keep choosing it. Because let me word it like this. Are you planning? And I'm saying this with love, but I think somebody else needs to hear this outside of you. I think there are other people here who need to hear this. What's the plan then? We're going to manifest a specific person. We're going to successfully manifest that relationship. And then what? Live in fear of them cheating for the rest of your life? Trying to stop them from leaving their home for the rest of their life? Because you're afraid they're going to cheat? Because they're good looking? Does that sound like living? Thriving? No, that sounds fucking miserable. Don't you want to be in the place of, I don't give a fuck where he goes. I don't give a fuck. Because I know I'm it for him. I know he's loyal to me. Even if you've never had the experience of someone you're in a love relationship with treating you that way, or where you could trust them. Your previous life experience doesn't mean shit unless you decide it does. This is also why I bring up, you don't have to keep attaching yourself to your past. Quite frankly, if it's a past we don't love, why would we? Because we've been conditioned to believe that's our one and only lifeline? Don't have to be. Everything exists in potential. Everything does. Or in alternative space. Everything does. Your past does not have to define you or what you're going to experience in your so-called future. You have the power to say, no, I choose differently. You could do this. Let me just say, hopefully this makes you feel better. Do you think that I started my journey with nothing but wonderful beliefs? I had terrible generalized beliefs around men because I'm into men. Terrible. I expected the worst out of what I would call good-looking men. Right? Because that's what my life, my experience told me. They're all cocky, think their shit don't stink. Especially blue-eyed men. And blue-eyed men, they think they're so freaking amazing. I don't know why. I was hung up on the blue-eyed men. I don't know. If I saw a blue-eyed man and he dared to come and talk to me, already I was shut down to him. Like, yeah, no, this is never happening. You can't be trusted. You'll cheat. I don't know why. Did that make any sense? It made no sense. It made no sense. But yeah, I believed in that so inherently. Do I need to tell you what color my SP's eyes are? Okay. Blue. Just saying. So we can get rid of stupid ass beliefs like that. We can. Okay? Oh, yeah, Summer. Those blue-eyed devils. Really? But yeah, you know how embarrassing that is? Do I have to admit that? But yeah, that was really one of my beliefs. Oh my God, I told him that too. I'm like, I just need to tell you that I would have never even talked to you. Had I not changed this belief, you and I would not be a thing. Because I would have already shut myself down to you. And he looked at me like I was crazy. Now, he's already accepted that I'm a little bit crazy, but he really thought I was crazy. He's like, are you being serious? That was a thing? Like, it was such a thing. It was a real thing. And then I tried to also influence my friends to not date blue-eyed guys because of it. I had nothing. I had no reason to do this. It makes no sense. It's so embarrassing, but I own it. So we can change our beliefs, especially the really stupid ones. Okay? We do it by who we're choosing to be. We can. I used to think I was so lucky to have a green-eyed guy. Why would they ever look at me? How fucking ridiculous. I'm with you in spite of your blue eyes. Totally. Totally. Like I said, he looked at me like I was cuckoo. And Master Manifestor, I cannot even talk. Just so you're aware, your intention that you want to believe that your person can be trusted, that's a good starting place. It really is. All the laughing and picking we were just doing on my stupid beliefs, I'm just telling you, your intention that you want to change that is good. That's really good. Keep choosing it for yourself. You will see that you're able to change that belief. You are. Listen, if you only knew the host of stupid shit I used to believe, okay? If I can do it, anybody can do it. Divine Spirit, thank you very much. Please guide about age gap with SP, please. Okay. I'm assuming because of your question and because of stereotypical shit in the 3D that are you older than your SP? Or are you in fear that your SP who's older than you wouldn't want to date someone your age? But is it you Are you older than your SP? Because it doesn't matter. I'm just saying. Age doesn't mean a fucking thing. It is because of 3D world conditioning that we believe that it does. And I will say that women into younger men, they get the worst flack in 3D. At least that's my perception. It's like nothing when an older man dates a younger girl. It might get some eyes, but a woman and a younger man, people are already thinking, that ain't gonna last. That's not gonna last. Why are we conditioned this way? I don't know. But in real life, in the real world, which is our imagination, that's the real reality, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. So, how, please guide me about age gap with SP. Okay. So, what's the fear, divine spirit? What's the fear? Would you be left because of the age gap? Are you fear of losing the person? This all boils down to the more than enough belief also, just for what you're worth. So my way of guiding you is telling you to work on that. More than enough. Either way, doesn't matter. If you're the one that's older or you're afraid because you're so much younger, either way, that ties down to the not good enough. Because it's what do you call it? It's a belief that is reflective of what do you call it? The not chosen, which is the not good enough, if that helps. So I would put all my focus there. I am more than enough. There are no 3D reasons why anyone would ever leave you, specifically about age, because age does not matter. And if I were you, I would tell myself that I'm seeing more and more evidence of that in my 3D, that people do not judge others based off of age. And you'll start to see evidence of it. Okay? Cher is 70 and cleaning up. I love Cher. I love her. That, to me, is a woman who's a badass. She doesn't give a shit. I like that. I like sass. My SP is 10 years older, and I can't wait to be with an older man. Mm-hmm. Did she ever answer? Did she ever come back and answer what the... Here she is. Wait. I am older than him. Yes. Okay. I had a feeling. So I'm sure that some of this is a fear of being left or a fear of being judged over the age. First of all, I can comfortably tell you, because you're experiencing your reflection. So if you were to start deciding that you are more than enough and that age is not a thing, it's not an issue, it's a non-issue, it really will be a non-issue to your SP. It will be. And if he's ever or she has ever shown signs of it being an issue, it was just the reflection of your fear. That's all. Remember that our 3D experience, anyone that we're intermingling with, including people that we're not trying to have relationships with, they're going to reflect us, whether it's our fears or things that we're excited about, things that we love, right? Thoughts are only ever based in fear or love. So the potential to have our fear reflected is totally there. Unfortunately, a lot of people believe that because they're having that reflected to them, that maybe that's a sign to give up on the thing you want. No, it's not. It's a reflection, right? Reality is your mirror of beliefs. It's a mirror of your beliefs. So I am more than enough. Age is a non-issue. I am more than enough. Nobody cares about the age gap except you. So now we don't care about it, do we? You know you're more than enough. Okay? Beauty, worthiness should not be connected to age. Conditioning from the 3D says it is. We get to change that. We get to change that. Monique Meyer, thank you very much. Hello, Kim. Greetings from Germany. Well, hello. How do I get rid of the wall around me? SP doesn't go all in, always stays at a distance. Sometimes I still lack confidence in manifestation. Okay. Well, I mean, outside of the obvious, you believe that you have this wall around you, and your belief that SP always stays at a distance, which would then tell me that you're probably bracing for impact. You're probably consistently expecting SP, to keep a distance. So we got to work at that. We got to ask ourselves, first of all, why do you think that's happening? Why do you feel like your SP keeps at a distance? Now, if your logical response is to tell me a host of things that he's verbalized to you, such as he's had, trauma in relationships. So now he's afraid of commitment, blah, blah. Anything he has said to you, not our fucking problem. I mean, we can love and respect him. I don't mean fuck him. I just mean, no, that's not a reason why he's being distant or keeping a wall up. Your belief about yourself or love or the two together is the reason. Again, I think I say this, or I try to anyway, as often as possible. This isn't about us beating ourselves up for the beliefs we have, for the things we've manifested. We don't do that here. We just empower ourselves with knowledge and knowing that if we change our beliefs, reality will reflect the change. Okay? So, what do you really believe about yourself? Are you worthy and deserving of a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship? Do you love yourself? And if you saw my short yesterday, you know, self-love, it's not that we got to build it or start loving ourselves. We need to come into the awareness that we already are that love. That's really what it means. There's another one that's always misconstrued. So, do you sincerely believe you are worthy of him choosing you to be in a relationship with him? I'm hoping you're saying yes. Do you believe you're more than enough to have the fulfillment of that relationship with the version of him that wants the fulfillment of that love relationship? That's where I would be putting all of my focus. If he has ever verbalized anything to you, like the examples I was given, like, oh, he had a bad previous marriage, so now he's afraid to be, committed, anything like that, we're going to break ourselves free from. He's already healed. He's all better. He's ready for that full commitment with you. Okay? Start there. The truth is we're just going to stop choosing the version of him who has excuses to not commit. And we're choosing the version of him that wants to be, that is fully ready and able and wanting to choose you and only you and be committed to you and only you. That version of him exists in potential too, right? All versions of him do. So you're not forcing him to love you. You're choosing the version of him that does, that wants the same exact thing that you want. And you're the one holding the cards to bring that to you. By focusing on being more than enough, the version of you that is chosen, like your normal is to be chosen, to be desired, pursued, fully committed to. That's your normal. Even if it's never been your normal, that doesn't matter. It's your normal now. That's who you are. That's who you're focused on being. The version of him, or being with the version of him that is fully committed to you. Wants to spend all his time with you. Whatever feels good, whatever words feel good to you, put the focus there. Okay? Do your best to detach yourself from any stories of him in the 3D that are not favorable. Okay? So, I'm sure the story is there that he doesn't go all in. He doesn't fully commit. He keeps himself at a distance. He's not, he's emotionally unavailable. Any stories we have of him, we have to start breaking out of the habit of believing those stories. Listen, some of the changes that we're making about ourselves, about others, about reality can make us feel like we're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But we're not. We're breaking free of the conditioning of how to navigate our 3D world. That's all. We're breaking out of habits. Okay? Salty, thank you very much. Hey, Kim, feeling a bit funky. Could you judge me? Love you, babe. Love you too, Salty. Yes, I could. What are you feeling funky about? Can you tell me? What are you feeling funky about, Salty? I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but literally for the cereal. Me too. Me fucking too. All right. And Fruity Pebbles and Trix and Boo Berry. I'm trying to think of all the other kids' cereals. Lucky Charms, Fruit Loops, and Fruit Loops with marshmallows. Me too, my friend. Me too. Oh, she's working. Damn. Well, I mean, it's tough to give a specific zhuzh if I don't know the topic of zhuzhery that you want. So if you're feeling a bit funky, that could tell me one of two things. That maybe you're getting fearful, shitty thoughts and you're believing them. Or your body just feels funky and you're correlating that to, oh, something must be happening. I don't feel that great today. I'm not in the mood. And we have, more access to believing those fearful thoughts. Right? Because some days we just don't feel like it. We don't feel like manifesting rules. We don't feel like doing what we're told, putting our awareness on what we want. Sometimes we don't feel like it. Sometimes it just feels good to do nothing. Or sometimes it just feels good to give in to the fearful thoughts and to get irritated with our unfulfilling 3D world. Sometimes it just feels good to be annoyed with 3D reality. Can't you see it? Can't you see what's happening? You're getting sucked into that victim state. The victim state lurks. It's a lurker. And if a victim state is something that we spend a large majority of our time in, listen, being in a victim state doesn't mean you feel like shit. That can be a part of your victim state, but we can be in a great mood and still be in a victim state. Just saying. So all I'm saying to you is, if that's been a large majority of your time was spent in a victim state before finding conscious manifestation, it's a lurker. It wants you to be its bestie again. If Napoleon Hill was talking, he would tell you it's the devil trying to get you to drift off in those shitty thoughts. Believe the shitty thoughts. Believe that when your body feels funky, that those thoughts are even more true. Life really does suck. It's a devil, right? It's a victim state. And it's lurking. And it wants you back. Victim states want us back. If we've escaped, decide you've escaped. There's nothing wrong. Okay? Really, this message could be for anybody. There's never anything really wrong. Really. But we are probably judging from a literal and logical perspective our 3D or our conditions or our circumstances. We're judging. We're putting our awareness back onto the things we don't want in reality. Bring it back to what you do want so you can see it, perceive it in reality. Okay? I forgot the exact quote, but Vadim Zeland himself also says, You need to stay alert. You got to be alert, aware of what's going on in your mind. It's very easy to drift off into shit. Very easy. So we stay awake. We stay aware of where our mind drifts off to. See what I mean? Gotta stay aware. Are you being aware right now? Or are you giving in to feelings? I mean physical body feelings. We're still in charge. Like a day like today when I'm hungover and I'm feeling sluggish. It's got great potential to give in to shit thinking. Unless you remember what your job is as a manifester. Stay alert. Stay aware. Bring the focus to your dream life on what you do want. Bring it back. We're powerful manifestors. Each and every one of us. That's right, Rhonda. No to the drifting. Oh, yeah, you must not have been here at the beginning of the live stream, Manifesting Maven. I wasn't going to say it. Somebody else said they were, and I'm like, oh my God, they're reflecting me. Me too. And like I said in the beginning, I wasn't even going to. I had no plans of doing any of that. I gave in. Anyway. Divine Spirit, again, thank you very much. Hi, Kim. Could you please guide about age gap between SP? I think we did that. I am spiraling because of this. Sorry. He is 27 and I am 46. How do I change this belief of mine? I mean, what inner conversation I can have? Please help. Okay. Now, listen. Yes, you can have an inner conversation with really anyone. And yes, that can be your technique of choice. Just saying. I personally, if I were you, especially if you're spiraling, I would have that inner conversation first with your own higher self. And it might feel like you're affirming, because that's what it felt like to me, like a hybrid inner conversation / affirmation. It felt like a little bit of both to my higher self when I was trying to decide I no longer had the belief of not chosen or not good enough. And the thing about the age gap is related to the not good enough belief for you. Okay? So I would start telling my higher self that you finally understand what it feels like to be more than enough for your desire, for your love relationship. You finally understand that your age doesn't mean a goddamn thing to anyone. And that you no longer believe it's a problem because you're aware that you are already perfect, happy, whole, beautiful, already inside and out. That your true nature is unconditional love, and so is your SP's. So have that inner conversation with your higher self as if you are confirming to higher self that you finally get it. You finally understand it. You're finally in the reality where you believe that new belief. That you're more than enough, and that age doesn't mean a damn thing. No one cares about your age. If it makes you feel good to then have an inner conversation with your specific person, I would have your specific person. So if I were you, I would hear your specific person telling you the age doesn't mean a goddamn thing. I couldn't care less about your age. That's what I would do. But you notice how I said I would do that after I talked to higher self. Because this is all about you. It has nothing to do with your specific person. Even if your specific person has said, wow, that's a big age gap. I don't know that I can do this relationship. I don't care. If specific person has verbalized something, they were only reflecting your own fear. Okay? So put the focus, or if you choose an inner conversation with your own higher self, confirming that you finally know it. You finally know you're more than enough and that age really doesn't matter. You finally get it now. Okay? Now, I know when we're spiraling, it just fucking doesn't feel good. Spiraling doesn't feel good. Let the tears out, my friend. Let the tears out. And when you're done, start talking to your higher self. Even as if when you're saying that to your higher self, that you finally get it, that you're more than enough, and you know that age doesn't matter, even if you don't believe a word you're saying, say it anyway. That's exactly what I did. Okay? You will start to believe it, and you will see evidence of it in your 3D. If you are seeing or being bombarded in your reality about, negative things about the, age gaps, it is because it's reflecting your fear. That's it. Not because it's a truth or a universal law or a universal truth that we can't have age gaps in relationships. Just none of that is true. Right? Everything we believe, everything is from conditioning. Okay? So get the tears out and then get busy on that inner conversation with your higher self. Okay? Danielle Vincent, thank you very much. There was no message though, but thank you very much. That was very nice. You are welcome, Divine Spirit. It'll work. Am I caught up? I think I'm. Am I caught up? Oh, shit. Yes, I am. Okay. That's so exciting to me. What should we do when the 3D feels more real than imagination? Well, as far as listen, you're living in your 3D. So of course it's going to have that potentiality of feeling more real than your imagination. We're conditioned to believe that the 3D is more real than our imagination. So think of it like this. You don't have to convince 3D you which is real or more real than the other. You don't have to convince yourself. You just got to keep bringing your attention back to what you want. That's it. So don't try to convince yourself that imagination is the real reality. Don't. Just get busy in the imagination. Just bring your focus back to it. Right? Does that make sense? Again, we are all conditioned to believe that 3D reality around us is the only one real, true reality. Most of us, have been conditioned to believe that our imagination is fucking fantasy or wishful thinking. So we're breaking through that habit, but it's not about forcing yourself to believe your imagination. What matters is what you are spending the majority of your focus time on, your awareness, who you're aware of being. So instead of concerning yourself with, oh, I have to believe that imagination is the real reality. No, you don't. Just put your focus on what you want. Even if it feels like you're just fantasizing, just bring it back there. That's what I would do. Okay? Oof, so freeing. Other coaches tell you to kind of force it. Were you talking about what I was just talking about, Leo? Okay, sometimes I struggle with being present in the 3D, but also seeing it as old. Oh, okay. Oh, good, Leo. Good, good, good. You struggle being present in the 3D. What? I don't know what that means. If you're seeing, all right, let me just say this because I don't think there's any harm in that. If the reality around you, you view it as, well, it's just old. So, in other words, I'm detached. I don't care. This is old shit. I don't care. I know it's going to be what I want. So I don't need to keep staring at this. And I drift off into my imagination. I see nothing wrong with that. Good. Get back into your imagination. The more your awareness is on what you want and who you want to be, in my personal experience, the quicker things change in 3D reality. So good. I see no harm in you looking at it as it's old, what's in your reality. There's no real harm in that. The only time I think I would start to think like, let's get your focus off that is if you were constantly in the mindset of, well, 3D has to catch up. 3D has to catch up. Oh, my 3D isn't caught up yet. That's where I think we're in dangerous territory because you're thinking of reality as, old, but from a negative place, you're validating I'm in the wrong reality. So that's where your awareness is. That's when I think, okay, wait, we got to change that. But if you are looking at it as I don't care what's in 3D. I don't care what I see with my 3D physical eyes right now. I know I'm going to get what I want, and it's more pleasurable thinking about what I want. I see no harm in that at all. Is texting first manipulating the 3D? Only if you think it is. Listen, let me just dispel this for anyone manifesting a specific person. If you have ever been told by a coach not to text your specific person first, and if there was no context to that, throw it out the fucking window. That is limited thinking. It is normal to interact with the person you're in love with. However, if you are personally manifesting to be pursued by your person, well, then don't text them. Let them pursue you. You keep your awareness on being the version of self that has the loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with your person. Fine. No harm in that. But if you feel like every time you reach out, you're manipulating 3D reality, what you believe to be true will be true. So that'll be a truth. So you'll get evidence of that. If SP has asked you politely not to reach out, well, then don't reach out. Respect their wishes. But get your mind over into the imagination of being in the relationship and let reality unfold. But as far as the things we do in reality, physical reality, you can't mess anything up. And we can argue back, not that you're arguing with me, I didn't mean you, I meant in general. We can argue about that all day long, but you cannot smash God with flaws. The universe, God, is not flawed. It doesn't make mistakes. Things might not make sense, but they're not mistakes. You can't fuck up in the physical. You can't. No matter what you do. And I mean that. No matter what you do out here, it doesn't fucking matter. If your awareness is on having your desire, and that's where your awareness dominantly is, nothing you do is going to prevent it from manifesting. Period. And what's that statement? There's a phrase, like a sarcastic phrase, like, I will die on the hill fighting that one. I will. I'm volunteering for that hill. You cannot do anything in 3D reality. If someone says you can, they are thinking relentlessly, logically, and small. Very small. And they don't understand potential and alternative space. They don't. Because that would not even be a thought in their mind. if they understood potential. Okay? And all of this wasn't for you. The sass wasn't for you, my friend. I get asked this a lot, so I know that message got to be out there. And I know it's a message we don't need to hear. You can't fuck up in 3D. You can't. Okay? So many believe that manifesting only is possible if you take 3D action with it. And that's the thing, too. Anybody spewing that message, again, they probably see evidence in their reality of that. Same thing with the message I was just talking about. Anybody that believes that you can make mistakes in 3D reality, that person probably gets evidence of it because that's their belief. But I stand on the hill. I stand on the hill with it. They're thinking small. They're not thinking of potential, alternative space. They're not. They're thinking like this, as if we are trapped in a tiny little box in one version of ourselves. They're not thinking states of consciousness. They're not thinking infinite. They're thinking of one possibility, one outcome. See what I mean? But they will get evidence that they're right, because what you believe to be true will be true. So anybody sending out the message that you have to take action in order to manifest what you want, from their reality, it's probably a truth for them. They see evidence of that because they believe that. Well, I got one better. It doesn't fucking matter what you do. You're following a line anyway, a lifeline, however you want to call it, film roll. You're following one anyway. Our free will ends at deciding who we are, where we're placing our awareness. Everything else we're doing, you can look at it really as inspired action based off of which self we're identifying with. So again, that does roll back to what I was saying. You can't do anything to fuck up anything in 3D reality. You can't. We are not one-dimensional beings. We are multidimensional. This is why you don't have to fear reality. This is another reason why you don't have to fear your fucking thoughts. The only thing that matters is where you're placing your awareness, most often, dominantly. If you are placing your focus, attention, your awareness on what you want or on who you want to be, you will experience it in 3D reality. It may not unfold with every single circumstance you expect it to, but it will unfold and you will have it. And it doesn't matter what it is or who it is. Just saying. I consider my world magical. My word's magical and enough. I agree. What's wrong, Britt? What's going on? There's a glitch and we can't mute for whatever reason. Are we having meltdowns? I completely believe this. I love your rampages and your energy. I have seen this happen when I just know and let go. There you go. Why? Yes. Oh, geez. I thought I was caught up. D-Bread 120791. Thank you very much. Just sharing. I got 3D evidence of quantum leaping. Oh! Is it Deborah? And I said D-Bread. Is it Deborah D? Deborah D? I'm nosy as shit. Tell me. What was your evidence? I love hearing it. I'm like a child. I love hearing it. It never gets old for this girl. I want to hear what happened. What's your evidence? Please share. Jessica T. Hi, Kim. I had movement with SP. He followed me back on social media, but then no movement after that. Staying positive. Yes, good. Why are we claiming no movement after that? There's always movement. We just might not see it in our face. It's always movement. Whether you're staying positive or negative really doesn't matter. What matters is where your awareness is. I know that I'm in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. I also know that I'm a mother, and I'm a damn good mother. I'm not perfect, but I'm a damn good mother. I know that I'm a daughter and a sister, but I might be in a bitchy mood for no fucking reason. I might just be a bitch today. But I know I'm all those things that I just listed. I know that's who I am. So whether you're being positive or negative doesn't matter. Do you know who you are? Where's your awareness? Do not claim that there is no movement. There is always movement. Okay, Jessica? Jessica T, you can do this. There is always movement. How many times have we heard examples of people manifesting their specific person and then hearing that their specific person was thinking about that person all the time and picked up the phone multiple times to contact them, but just, chickened out and didn't do it? There is always movement. There is always something happening. In either direction, though, right? Whatever you're dominantly aware of, something's happening. Reality shifts are instant. Just saying. Good, Jessica. Good. I did this when I won on The Price is Right. You won on The Price is Right? That's so exciting. I know it is not SP, but I needed a car and knew I would get one. Not sure how, but knew. And I won 2 cars. Why? I just want to call you Amy, though. I'm just not even going to lie. That might not be your name, but they're so close together. Congratulations. And look at you proving that we don't need to know the how and magical things can happen. Like you won The Price is Right. Congratulations. That's so exciting. Are you done? Are you coming back or are you all done now? Done? Okay. All right, my friends. I'm going to have to get going. I'm, what do you call it? What's that word? What's the word? I sense, I'm getting a picture. There might be a dinner in my future. I sense this. I'm getting a psychic feeling. There's dinner in my future. Anyway, okay. I love you all. Thank you very much for joining me on a Sunday. I hope we are leaving this live stream realizing all we got to do is place our awareness on what we want or decide to be the version of self that has whatever it is you're having and go live your life and be happy. And you can be rest assured everything's unfolding to your benefit to bring it to you. In other words, I hope that's what you're taking away. Stop stressing out over trying to be perfect and do all these stupid ass rules and to pretend you're happy all the time when we know that's not real. It's okay to have a bad day. It is. Okay? Don't be afraid of your thoughts. Remember, the thoughts themselves, the thoughts coming in, they don't fucking matter. If they mattered, there would be the ability to control the thoughts from ever popping in. We can't do that. They just come in. So they're not our fault, and they're nothing to stress over. Stand in conviction. We all got that conviction, but use it to your benefit. Conviction in who you want to be. Okay? So on that note, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Be good. Be good.